Good morning to all my beautiful viewers this morning on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. And welcome to Tuna Commander J.R. Glapohkoa Chesson talk show. It's a beautiful morning, Monday morning, for all of you who love Monday morning. After a wonderful, nice weekend, a rested Sunday, I know you all up and vibrant and full of enthusiasm, ready to meet this day. Enthusiasm, ready to meet this day. To all of you who are like me, who love Monday, good morning. Welcome to our show. I just want to take a few excuse me, let me get it out of me. I just want to take a few moments to take off my hat to the police of Liberia. They've done an exceptional job so far. You know, despite the minimum resources they have, the lack of resources they have, they're really doing a good job. We must commend them. You know, we know that there are issues with the police. We have problems with them sometimes with the investigation and the reporting. But on the overall scale, they have done a good job. And they are still doing a good job. So let's take off our hats to them and say, thank you, boys. Keep up the good work, okay? We're looking forward to you maintaining this process of peace in our nation. Let me bring in my correspondent from Liberia, Mr. Samuel Wicker. Let's hear what's happening back home this morning. Sam, how you doing, brother?
Hey, good morning, Rodney. Good morning.
Oh, man, another day.
How was your weekend? Another bright day. Yeah, it was kind of quiet. Praise God, it's okay. As more results continue to come in, they are at the final stage now. Most of the counties are being exhausted. Few smaller ones and a few bigger ones still to go. So hopefully between now and Friday or Saturday we'll get a final.
I was just talking to somebody in Liberia. They said, and they were joking about the NEC, how Debater Brown, she announced everything, but she didn't announce Bapolo. He said,
yesterday we didn't know.
Yeah, the person said, as soon as you announce Bapolo, they walk up anyway.
They didn't give me it over. Yeah, actually, she didn't announce Bapolo, so Bapolo got vote for UP. But what happened? She didn't announce Bapolo. And Cape is still there, still got more votes. Bombing has not been completed. Monserrato not completed. Lima still got 27% to go. And so we still got votes coming. But interestingly, the Southeastern numbers, I mean, are being exhausted. You know, 6 counties in the Southeast is just one. It's just Nima County vote, and so because most of the numbers from the Southeast, the one I gave, we had to tap Boakai.
Well, you see,
so we are still waiting to hear from the.
Sam, we are there have built the roads to the Southeast. Maybe you have more people living in the Southeast. But everybody coming there on this side, on the western side of Liberia, because that's where the roads are. You got to go to the Southeast. So how can he expect any vote from there? Everybody welcome to civilization. He alone going to the local vote in the wilderness.
But people voted for him or women there in the Southeast, they voted for him. You know, they're gonna travel thing now. That's our son. I know, but people there.
Nobody there. That's the Hitler. The Hitler. Nobody there. Everybody welcome.
Yeah. So one district in Nima is one county in the Southeast.
Yeah. A whole county.
So one district. So when the numbers are poured in, they feel that they are getting numbers. But it's not like that. Statistics is kind of different thing. You know.
It's so funny, you know, I get calls.
And news from Maryland this morning says.
Go ahead.
Yeah, news from Maryland this morning says that a group of unknown men attempted, setting ablaze the magistrate office in Harper. apparently because it's not going down well with Bubba Chambers. So fingers are pointing at him, and he organized these guys to burn the office and destroy results.
But they have no
And then
substantial.
and then in Morovia, arrested for tampering with the results in favor of District 8 CDC lawmaker Akaros Gray. But he's been arrested and he's still behind bars at the police headquarters. Yeah, the police is doing well. We don't know why has shifted so quickly. I don't know if it's because of the international pressure or what. So sometime ago when the police were taking side, we complained, but now they have shifted and doing the right thing now for the people. We hope they continue.
It must have told them, yo, and I get paid. You don't treat you up and fly right. You know, like people, as soon as you talk money business, everybody attention to you.
Yeah. But the international people they are here, the pressure is on them, so they gotta show themselves. They gotta show that they are working.
Wow.
Yeah, the international people, they are here.
So what happened in Buchanan, man?
I mean, the fire incident in Buchanan, the port. There was a ship that was at the port of Buchanan, and we learned that the engineer got out of the ship to do some servicing. And apparently, while trying to close up, he put the wires and got the two negative together. That sparked the fire. So the port is blazing.
He couldn't get negative and positive correct.
Yeah, correct. So I mean, the entire area is blazing. The entire port. So Metal Steel has to send in their fire service to help, quench the fire.
So did they say what kind of damages occurred?
Well, they are still working on it, but they have not come up with funding yet because they are still, since last night, they are still fighting up the fire. You know, they got a lot of gas, petrol on the deck, and so it's kind of difficult to get that fire off. So fire service from Fire Soon went there last night. Fire service from ArcelorMittal there.
That's oil. The ship was loaded with oil.
Oil, but then they had a clear gas on it there in over 40 containers, and he was using 100 gallons to wash the tools.
And it's
serious.
But it gotta be serious. That's all. That's something you can't contain so easily.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them putting water on it. Is water for oil? Can water stop?
Well, what do you know?
He said, "What to do?"
But I tell you, can water put a gas fire? Oil,
I mean,
and oil fire is so heavy.
What's the situation? What's the situation right now? Were they able to get the
what we learned this morning? No, they are still fighting on it. What we got this morning, according to the news, they are still on it. So Fire Soon sent, I think, one or two fire truck. Metal C2 got 2 trucks there, and the government has nothing. The fire service assigned in Buchanan. Most of the trucks down. The Liberian government.
But Sam, we have nothing in Morovia. We have something in Buchanan.
Entire system just down.
Fire trucks we got in Morovia. Do you see fire trucks running around Morovia?
I remember somewhere last year we have 3, but all gone down. Somewhere last year there were 3, but all down.
A whole nation with three fire trucks.
And only in the city.
Yes. So the people up country like Buchanan or left the companies that are up there, or to people throwing water on the places. And you see, Sam, these are the kind of things we got to change in our country. And we're coming to the stage now where election coming to be behind us. We're coming to have a new government, whether that the old government coming to be re-elected or new leadership coming to be put in place. These are the things that the people in the various counties, you see, if you don't live in your county, how can you raise issues about your county? Everybody live in Monrovia and raise issue of a Basso or Nimba or Kipman or Grand Gillette, the places that they need these things. How you will raise these issues? You can't. And that's why we need rapid development in our country so that people can go back to these areas to build their areas. And I'm so glad we got these vast connections with the internet that we can connect with Liberia and see places in Liberia that we never seen before. Places in the Far East like Maryland, we can see places in Maryland now. We see places in Grand Gillette. We see places in Nimba. This is exciting. This in itself is a call for development. That ask the people to keep quiet. Never ask them to keep quiet. They go on?
I mean, mute.
Yeah, mute yourself because but these are the things we got to be concerned about. And if we don't be concerned about it, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Hey Sam, put yourself back on.
Yeah.
Who is this girl that died in Liberia? Yeah, everybody talking about her. Who is this young lady
The
that
girl
died
died in Liberia.
Seattle? Is that her name?
Oh wow.
You haven't heard about
No,
her?
I've not got the story right. So I can no, I've been using money. I never got anything from last night except maybe.
Well, on a lot of the websites, I hear people talking about this young lady. They show her picture that died in Liberia, and she was very active in the political circle and on the internet and things like that. And everybody who knew her, I first heard from her about her from Massa, Washington. I was reading Massa, Washington. You know Massa, Washington?
Yeah, from yeah, I know my Master Washington from TRC.
Yes. Okay. One day I'll send you there to look for her, so we can interview her and talk. But yeah,
Okay.
I was reading about her from Massa, Washington, and talking about how this girl used to call her every morning, to greet her and call her madam and show her respect and warmness and all of that. And how this girl just died. Everybody talking about it on the internet. I just came from off the public. What one of these stores with Gali or somebody, not Gali. What the boy name? Cayman. I think the public radio, Liberia Public Radio. I just got out. You were talking about her, and the other panelists were talking how she was always wishing out to them about political news and her views. But I just thought you knew about her, but maybe you're not in that kind of circle.
Right, because a lot of stations around, so you can listen all at the same time, maybe.
Well, I just want to tell our viewers about our website. I just connected the website and go and check it out. I hope you like it. I'll be improving on it every day and every other day. But when you got to do all these things by yourself, it's a good learning experience, but it's tough too, So most of these things we do them by ourselves. So Sam, you soon get your office in Liberia and another to work with you, so we can be more expansive in our views and news reporting. So what else going on, my man? What happened at the SKD Stadium?
Did you see? Well, Mobile Moro, according to the news, he Mobile Moro moved there with his group, saying that the data director was not in the interest of the CDC, so they should dismiss him.
You gotta be clear now. Maurice Mobile, that is chairman of
Mobile is the chairman for CDC.
Okay.
He's the chairman for CDC. He moved in there with his Sabu unit yesterday night and said that the director of the data center for NEC is not in the interest of a ruling party, so they should dismiss him. They attempted entering the place, but the police stopped them. And so the other branch has called for more reinforcement so that this won't happen again.
These guys, they can't stop causing trouble. Eh? They can't. They just got to be lawless. Everybody there just taking the law into their hands and doing what they want to do. You see, sir, what we're gonna start arresting people? It was jailing people left and right. No matter who you are, people will not try this BS. But because we look up to people, that's why our system got to change. You try that thing, no matter who you are, you go into jail. You go into court. We don't just sit there and let go. You see the same for peace sake thing I'm talking about. Eh? Why Mobile not in jail? Why he's not in jail?
Actually, that's why I arrested him.
Yeah, but you see, when our security system is lopsided, when our security apparatus is not fair, is not productive, we see these things all the time. Because
even the guy from Nima, Garrison Yellow from Good Government, he should be arrested. He should be behind bars by now.
Yes, all the guys.
They looted San Nicolas center and took away 2 buses. By now they should be arrested.
Yes, you see things that more.
But you know that's Africa now. The party has control.
Things that the CDC chairman case where they didn't have any violence, and the police were able to turn them away. We can't be bothered with that. But things like where Yeru bust into the NEC headquarters and stole battle boxes, go to jail. People gotta go to jail. You know, every situation you don't need to call the police, because there are some situations people just act unruly, you bring them under control, like mobile case, and they leave. But other people, where they exercise violence and break into places, they need to be arrested. Especially
like the guy who changed the figure in favor of Akara's grade, he has 75 and to the 175, he's arrested. But then why can't he arrest other people?
Well, you see, his one was stealing. His one was real. It could bring as tampering with state security. He was tampering with national security. When you start changing numbers on the ballot, you're looking for a riot. You're looking for instability in the country. You want to cause war in the country. Okay? His own, that's a real criminal act. I mean, but those other guys trying to bust in the place that violence, yes, once it did not exceed, the altercation, the verbal altercation, then it doesn't matter. But when people start busting into place, taking battle bows, it's time for people to be put in jail.
And yes, up and now he's not in jail.
Yeah, but this is where the professionalism of our police and security apparatus come into focus. Are they professional? Do we have professional people running our police station and our security apparatus? Because this is where we test who our leaders are. This is where we test the fairness of the police, the impartialness of the police. Because the police have to do a job. Certain circumstances, you can let it go. Like they said about Mobile, where they drove them away, that's good. Or like the people in Maryland County where they want to burn the building and they drove them away, that's good. People may not have to go to jail, but you can just drive them away. Those things happen during election time. We should expect those kind of things. Those are not real violence, but they may lead to violence. But if we can do anything to avoid it, to calm people down, to drive people away from causing violence, that's good. Because we can expect those kind of things during election time. There will always be things like that. But for people to actually exercise violence, they need to go to jail. Because we need to send a loud and clear message to these people. Yes, you can argue, you can talk all you want, you can yell and shout all you want, but when you take up your hand against our officials or to exercise violence, you go to jail. You know, go come about it. You go before a judge. You got to be prosecuted. And once our law enforcement people come to this state, well, you see, Sam, you guys are good law enforcement people. I know some of those
Mm-hmm.
guys, and they are good, but they don't have the logistics, you know. And when you discourage people from doing their jobs, when these guys will implement their job, see the corruption on one side. You know, you got the good guys on one side, then the bad guys are the guys at the top making the money and corrupt. How can the guys at the bottom do their job? It's hard. It's hard because I know a lot. I know a lot of the police guys. I don't know their names, but I know them by their faces. Some of them I interacted with them. Some of them I know them from high school and things like that. But it's been so long, so many years. But these guys do their jobs. Some of them, I remember when I was in the police station when they arrested me for that one night, Sam. I mean, me and those guys went all to the police station. They took me to every room there. They showed me all the equipment. They showed me all the computer, all the radio. Everything was dead, Sam. No computers, no radio. All the radio was dead. You see, and if we have administrators who can impart in our people a sense of professionalism, our whole security system will change. But the leaders got to be able to do their jobs, and especially they got to be honest and professional in doing their job. You know, they can't be like the old people. You know, like our country is small. Our country is small. Everybody's sort of related. And that will make law enforcement hard. Because every time you go squeeze somebody know them at the top, or somebody know them who their cousin. You know, and that was how people from their jobs, Sam. I remember when I was government official. You know how many people used to be calling me for things? But you gotta understand. Our country comes first. That what makes you a patriot. No matter what kind of relationship you got, there are certain things you can give way to, and certain things you just can't. That rests on our national security. That rests on who we are. That rests on fairness and justice. You know, and you got to know those things. You got to explain to these people you can't do it. So there are most people nowadays who come to me because when they come with a yo-yo, I tell them, look, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I'm a leader of my country. If I do it for you, I gotta do it for everybody else. People looking at me to see what Chesson would do. You know, so if I do one thing with you, I gotta do it to everybody else. You know, there are certain things I can do for you. Nobody will question it. But then again, when it comes to the line of fairness, equality, justice, you gotta always have that in front of you. Because if you're standing for change, you gotta represent change. You can't stand for change in some things, then in other things you crooked. You can't do that. And you see, sir, there were many of my family people know. That's why you see, I don't have that many friends, man. Because when you that kind of way, you can't. People don't want men like that. They want to be around people that they can talk about corrupt things and doing crooked things to get money. And they would say, oh yeah, let's do it. Let's try it. But they do it around me. I said, man, I ain't getting involved with that. I ain't gonna put my reputation on the line for $500 or $600, even $1,000. I ain't gonna do that. Now all the kind of crimes our people that commit, petty crimes. How many that I bring? Una men that stand up with us when you big money. When they stand up with us, a big crowd. But what did I bring people that $1,000, $2,000, $5,000? You know, that's small money. You know, you gotta be the man that stand up with us when hit the million mark, hit the $250,000 mark. Then you making money. Get all the certificates, force all of them to sit there and sell all of them in a buck. Then you can go to jail for that stuff. Stand up. Well,
High
stand up going,
case.
Even-
Case.
Stand up going to jail. Even you go to jail for 10 years. Stanley got money. He can go there and run his own network in the prison, start selling little things here and there, buying little things. He got money. When your pocket change comes, you can use it. The boys that will teach you how to do crooked things in the prison, you will learn how to see in the prison too. So when we jail like bro, he can live good too. So you see, I don't know what Cassell didn't want to go to jail for. But 10 years, it'd be over like that. Especially you know how to enjoy yourself in prison. You got money coming to you. I mean, it's just that you can't come outside to other people in the world. You're under restriction in certain areas. But hey, it's like living in college. It's like living in college, saying once you get used to it, you're used to it. It's not college in America. I mean, prison in America is not a prison in Liberia. You got movies, you got books, you got TV in your room. You can watch any channel you want to watch. You know, if you got money, you got money coming in. You can buy your snacks and have it in your room. You know, you don't really have to commit crime in prison. You just have to protect yourself from other people who won't steal from you. That's all. Because if you got money from you, you're the guy that stand them people. The guy will come to you. Give me that cracker. What do you say? Western will say, "Oh yes." He pass it. Give me that milk. Oh yes. He pass the milk. Give me that hat. That's how they do. The big guys come and just take everything from you, and the small guy look the prison guards like us to come and save them. Hey, what are you doing with that? Now you in a block. You don't have a strong prison guard. You're in trouble, man. All the big guys will come and take everything from you, man. They will just run you down, man. Then you're asking now he do his show. Instead he practice to talk the American, he's still talking that Liberian thing. Oh, you feel that all that kind of Liberian talk.
But he's kind of relaxed.
But what you do?
Some people are worried, man. You know, people
He
expect to go to
He
jail.
is worried. You think he's not worried? He is worried. He is worried. You go into jail for 10 years, 12 years, you are worried. But you see your life not over in American prison. You know, you're not going to live in South Beach or some dirty prison that broken out. Fortunately, if they put you in a federal prison or some big state prison, I mean, it's not like Liberia. So look at in Rhode Island, yeah, we take care of our prisoners. We take care of our prison. You know, that's one of the cleanest places you will find in America here, the prison. Why?
Do they allow prisoners to boost?
Huh?
Do they allow prisoners to taking alcohol?
No, you can't. But you know they do it.
Okay.
Son, what you don't do in prison? They got drugs, they got alcohol, but you get busted, you get busted.
Okay.
That's the thing we look for. We look for drugs, alcohol, because those are things that cause insecurity in the prison. Killed and hurt and all those kind of things. So you don't want those kind of things among people who already can't control their behaviors. You know, you already got people in prison to learn behavioral discipline. Then they're drinking and smoking and sniffing and all those kind of things. You don't want those kind of people there. You know, that's a danger to us, the guards. You can get stabbed or punched or hit. And they'll do some nasty thing in prisons have. The prison is always quiet. That's why they pay us good. Because the prison is always quiet. But when the noise comes, it's there, man. People can get hurt. People can get killed. It can last 5 minutes. It can last 2 minutes. And cause so much damage. You know, that's why they pay us well. Because when the violence comes, it comes. When the danger comes, it comes. You know? So you got to be prepared for that. It's not every day is coming, but it's there. The propensity for danger is always visible. It's always present when you're in prison. People always you dealing with criminals, man. People always want to get over, always want to dominate somebody, always want to suppress somebody, always want to use somebody, always want to abuse the weak. That's where you know survival of the fittest. Now Stanley going there, he Stanley will not he may not suffer because he got money. Once wonder all he got money. I don't know what kind of deal he made to pay some of the money back he stole. So he got to do restitution plus jail. Does he have more money than they want so he can have some left? But if he got money, $1 million a year, like he say he is, he go to jail. You know, there's a possibility he will be receiving money. You get money in prison. You can have a bank account. You can have an allowance. Everything in prison. You know?
But if you pay back some of this money, is it possible that they can reduce your jail time?
No, because the money is part of the sentence. Because when the judge renders a sentence, all of that would be a package. Wherever negotiation has to be made will be made before the judge renders his decision. That what they call plea bargaining. You know, where people, the defendant, the prosecution get together and make some plea arrangement. You do that before the judge renders his final decision. So when they come together and you say, okay, I will plead guilty to a lesser offense, you get 2 years. Now, right now, if you spend 20 years, you got 20 years. Say Stanton is facing 20 years to go to jail. Okay? But the defendant, the prosecution got to prove his case. There's a possibility he may get 20 years. But the only way he will get 20 years if the prosecution can prove their case. So maybe they will have some of the evidence and not all of the evidence. And this is where plea bargaining come in now. They will try to scare him and say, "My man, we got all this evidence they give you. You don't come straight. We'll take you to court." Okay? Then you look at the thing. Do you believe you committed all that crime? Do you really believe they have more evidence against you than you can defend yourself against? All the things come into play. So then, if you believe that if the defendant believes that the prosecution does not have the evidence that they say they got, they can play a game with the evidence, with the prosecution. The prosecution may have enough evidence, but not enough to rather nail them the way they want to nail them. And the defendant knows that. So they're playing a game because the prosecution does not want to risk going to court and spending the citizens' money behind a case they may not win. That's the only reason why most cases don't go to court, when the prosecution is uncertain of the possibility of winning. Or they don't have enough evidence. They know the person committed the crime, but they can't prove it. They don't have a sufficient evidence. So sometimes and that's where plea bargaining and all of this come in. The prosecution will always try to scare you. The police will always try to scare you. No matter what kind of evidence they give you. You don't talk. We'll prosecute you to the full extent. You do 30 years in jail. And you start getting scared. Oh yeah, but you don't have enough evidence. Let's talk. Okay, I will plead guilty to certain charges. So if there's a murder charge, and they won't bring a charge against you or murder, no, and they don't have the evidence, you say, reduce the charge and we'll talk. So then they come to you with manslaughter. Say, okay, we'll give you manslaughter. You got to admit to certain thing. Or they want to use you as a witness, like in Donald Trump case, where they got all these people being prosecuted. The prosecution want to flip some of the witnesses, some of the people they prosecuting against the other people. Say they want to prosecute Donald Trump for economic crime, but they got some other people they prosecuting for lesser crimes, for petty crimes. Instead of grand larceny, they prosecute for petty larceny. So those are the people they try to flip to be prosecution witnesses against the people who they charge with grand larceny. So those people can plead guilty we're all going to court or make a plea deal or do something. Because when you take people to court, you want to win the case. Because if you don't win the case, you're losing money, you're losing time, you're losing resources. Many things you're losing. So people don't want to go to court most of the time if they don't have all the evidence. But it will scare the prosecution because they know you committed the crime, but they can't prove it. Maybe they got partial evidence, but not all the evidence. So they scare you enough that you say, okay, look, let me make a deal. I don't want to go to jail for 10 years. I don't want to take the possibility of going to court and losing the case. Just like the prosecution don't want to take the possibility of taking you to court and losing the case too. So both of you are playing this game. So you have come to a reasonable point where it would be suitable to both parties. Maybe instead of murder, you say, okay, bring it down to manslaughter. You know, manslaughter, you're not going to get life for manslaughter. You can get anywhere between 2 years, 3 years, anywhere to 20 years for manslaughter. So
let's come back to Witherspoon. So in this case, what negative impact it has on those that were affected?
In terms of what?
So, I mean, the kind of certificate they gave them when it comes to the job, would it be dismissed?
Oh, they could
Because
go to jail.
the document they carry is fraudulent.
They could go to jail.
I mean, would it be dismissed from their job?
They've been dismissed. They put him Santa in jail. What do you think about the other people who he gave certificate? They finished investigating all those people they gave certificate to. Some of them finished losing their job. But you heard that some of them caused people to die too, right? You heard that, right?
Mm-hmm. Why? How?
They mistreated the people.
Oh, you mean for treatment?
Yeah. Most of them have certificates to like in the nursing. If you're a nurse, you gotta know how to read the doctor's instruction. You gotta know how to follow the doctor's instruction. You gotta know how to give injections and everything. If you're a nurse, those are things registered nurses, they give injections and things like that. You know, so if you're a nurse, you gotta know how to read the doctor's instruction. If you can't read it, or you read it and you don't know how to implement it, you could cause people to die. Sometimes the doctor will say, give this person 4 cc or this, or 5 cc or that, and you don't know what he's saying. You can't go and be asking people what is 5 cc or that. If you're a nurse, you can't do that. That when the people say, oh, what kind of nurse is this? She asking me about 5 cc or what is 5 cc or this. If you're doing the training, on the job training, because when nurses, whenever you graduate either as a nurse or a doc, you got to do something called what do you call it? Apprenticeship. Some apprenticeship in the hospital. When I think on the name, I will tell you what it is. You got to do an in-service training. You got to follow other doctors to see how they learn to gain experience. You got to learn that.
Practical experience.
Yeah, they call it, what they call it? They call it apprenticeship. It's the same thing. Apprenticeship. You got to go to a hospital to work, or you got to work on a doctor. You got to do something.
I seem job training, right?
Yeah, that apprentice now. You got your degree. The degree is the educational part. It's the formal part.
Yeah.
The part with the knowledge. Now you got to go to the practical part under a doctor or in the hospital.
Practical.
Yeah, the practical aspect. There's I can't think on the name. I can't think on the name. But that's
you ever seen apprenticeship?
Yeah, that's an internship. Internship. They do that internship at a hospital or under a doctor or anywhere for 1 year or 6 months to gain experience. Because when you get the educational knowledge now, you got to match that knowledge with the practical experience, because everything you learn in school, you may not be able to apply it like the way you learn it in school, because in school they teach you the normal way. They teach you the right way of doing things. When you're on the job, they got shortcuts to doing things. They got shortcuts, and that way you learn the shortcut. Okay, that's why practical training is very essential, especially for nurses and doctor. The TNIMA, the Tottenham Training Institute we had, those people didn't have a college degree, but they trained them practically on how to do things. Like me, I'm a U.S. medic. I'm a medic. What I learned in the field, I learned how to do it with trees, with branches, with everything. When your foot get broken, I know I got to tie a tourniquet to stop the bleeding and the swelling and all of that. I don't have the things they got in the hospital. I don't have the rods and things. So what I do, I break the branches of the trees. That's what they teach me in the army. When my boys hurt in the tree in the field, I don't have no hospital to go to, but I got the things in the trees. I got the branches in order to break it. I can put it together and stop it from swelling, stop it from breaking. I can take the trees. I can do if I want to give you IV, I can use the tree and hang the IV on the tree and just stand in the ground and run the thing to your body and stick it in you and let the IV come in you and monitor it. There are many things I can do, but as a U.S. Army medic, I'm taught to do it out of the hospital. I'm taught to do it with what I got around me. Besides my medical bag, now you see in the army, you carry a big medical bag. I'm a medic, everything in that bag. I got IV needles, I got injection, I got things to save your life. When you get everything is in that bag. I got a little bit of everything I need. The other things I don't need are things that I can get from nature around me to help me stabilize you. That's the job of a medic. My job in the field is if you're hurt, I want to make sure I stabilize you well enough to send you back to the rear so they can train you, they can heal you quick to come back to fight. That's my job, to preserve the fighting strength. So if I look at you, I know you're dying, I ain't gonna spend too much time with you. That's my job. That's what they call triage in the medical setting. When you're doing triage, that means this hospital has gotten attacked. There's a bomb. People all over the place. My job as a medic now, to go to all those people to see if they are soldiers now, to go to all those soldiers to determine which one I can save to come back to fight right away. That's my job. I don't care about the other people who are dying. I want to preserve the people who can come back to fight. So as I go into what they call triage, I'm going to the body. When I look at you, I know you're dying. I ain't gonna deal with you. I'm moving on. I get to the next person. I know there's a possibility you will live and come back to fight. I'm treating you right away and sending you back to the rear. So that my job, I'm not there to preserve every life. I'm there to preserve the life of the fighting strength. If you can come back to fight, I will fight to save you and get you to the rear so you can come back. If you can't make it, I ain't gonna waste time with you. Okay, they will pick you up later. But once I leave you, whoever comes, they know you can't come back. So they will take you to the rear to go home or to the hospital for final treatment or whatever. So that's how it works in the field. Stand up people stand up Witherspoon, his case depends on how much money he got, man. Because they will tell him to pay some of the money back. If he stole a lot of money, he had to they call it restitution. You got to pay some of that money back, for punishment. Because look how many people got hurt, man. Some people died, you know that, right? You know some people that the people that stand on that's what gave certificate to. They went and mistreated people and people died. And they sued him for all of that too. So all of that money that restitution and people resolving some of those people sending them giving them paying their hospital what they did to mess it up. We don't know how long he's going to jail. Those are the issues we face. Those are the issues we face when you go to jail. But he's lucky he going to You go even in Liberian jail, my man. Even in Liberian jail, you get used to it. You get used to it. It's a different kind of college, but when you hear people telling their children, "Oh, I was in college, or I went out of state, I was in business college," that some of them coming from jail. The other people coming to jail to tell their children, "Oh, Daddy, where you been? Oh, I've been to school. Daddy been to college. Daddy been to the university." But that is a university with innocence. You will learn. You will learn, my man. You will learn.
But you remember that song long? You remember Labrador? Do you remember the Labrador folk song long time ago about Belayala?
What now?
Oh God.
Cut my song.
Send them to Belayala. I
Yeah,
send them to Belayala. Your wife asks you where you coming from.
What's
Yeah,
that?
your wife asks where you coming from.
Send them to Belayala.
So somebody will be in jail
Send them
for
to
a long time with a car
Belayala.
with one eye and say, "Oh, I went to no place." They
But
won't take them from prison.
Belayala was a prison that had no walls. You know that, right? Belayala had no walls.
Yeah, I know in the forest there, in the
forest.
yeah, in the Glapohkoa forest.
There, you want to escape by your business. If you can go through that forest and come to civilization, that's your business. Yeah, they never used to bother people escaping. The forest got lions and snakes and all that kind of thing. Where you gonna go? That how people do prison. Look at Alcatraz in New York. There, it's on the island, man. That island, you can't get off that island easily. They wave. Then they got sharks all around the island. So
crocodile, alligator, all around. Yeah.
Yeah, you jump in that water. First of all, the wave will throw you up against the rocks. You will not be able to get off of the wave. You can't swim off the island. The island miles away from the city. So you can't just swim. You need a boat. And any boat you get in, the wave will throw the boat against the rocks and smash the boat with you. So, and they got some other prisons like that, man.
So how do they get a helicopter?
You can get it with helicopter. You can get it with boat too, ferry. Ferry will take you the big boats can go there. But it only coming there like once every month. So you're not, if you're waiting for a boat to come, no boat coming there once a month and bringing supplies and everything for that month. And it's not coming back again. There was another prison in France that you saw that show Papillon? I'm talking to you, Sam. You saw Papillon?
Yeah.
There's a show called Papillon. You saw it?
Papillon? No.
I think it was in France. They had a prison that he escaped from. And other guys escaped from. People escaped from Alcatraz, man. As bad as it was, I think they said one or two guys escaped. But they caught, but one they never caught. But these are stories of prison, man. So, my man, that's our morning. We just pray that the election process comes to a conclusion with peace and stability as it is. And my people, I keep telling you over and over, if for peace sake, business got to stop. Do your closing remarks, son. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, for peace sake, is still carrying Liberia backwards. So we need to take some actions, serious action on people who violate the laws of this land. In the case of Garrison Yellow in Nimba, in the case of Moa Molo, they should be behind bars. So if we continue to say for peace sake, I mean, we're going nowhere. We just hope and pray that the police and do their best to ensure that to the peace this election. We do not want any problem. And may God bless Liberia always. I keep saying, you in the States, you can get along with your guys at the State Department of the United States government and let them move it to put things under control, because if we're not careful, the guys that keep on Grange there and the Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso, they are here. They are armed to their teeth. We are sending this warning. It's a warning. If they are not heard about it, it's serious. America must do something, because we can't do anything. We don't have arms. The guy got arms. We do not want to refer to another 1990. So we all pray that and we all advise that you will help us to get support from overseas so that Liberia can be peaceful always. We want total peace, no violence, no war. And thank you for the day. Can we see tomorrow? That was better news.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, gentlemen, that was my correspondent in Liberia, Mr. Samuel Wicker. And just to reiterate what he said, man, it is important, our freedom, our sovereignty, our peace, our stability, our growth, our future, everything depends on us being civilized. Being civilized. Maintaining this peace and the stability of and in our country. It's on us. It's on us. Can we step up to the plate and prove our patriotism above individualism, partisan, and other useless things? The challenge is yours. Aluta, continue. My class is done. I see you tomorrow. Have a good day, my people. And Tony Commander J.R. Glapohkoa Chesson class is done. I'm out of here. See you. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly.